All right, we're recording.
I see it. It's been a wild day in the news, man. Been a whole bunch of crazy shit today. Like you're supposed to have eyes in one spot, but eyes have been everywhere, bro. Like you can't focus on one thing today. It's just too many news stories that's like world changing today. It's been wild. I was telling my wife that this morning. I was just like, it's just crazy how many different events is going on at one time. So we got the Georgia Senate runoffs. Then we had the Jacob Blake decision today, and then there was also what else? It was
I can't help it.
Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse. He had pleaded not guilty today to all of the stuff that he did. It was a couple other things. I'm like, dude, it's like you want to pay attention to one, but you can't. Like shit's everywhere. Like, we supposed to leave this shit last year. This was supposed to be done last year. Yeah. You can't be bringing in the new year with bullshit. That's how we rang in last year.
I'm gonna try to speak into existence. We're gonna win Georgia tonight. So
yeah, we need all the prayer warriors to get together.
Right. Only problem is nobody's gonna hear this until tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
We'll find out. But other than that, it's been a great day.
It's been a great day.
It's been a great day.
All right, let's get started. Mm-hmm. Welcome to episode 181 of Technical Foul Podcast, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
It's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. How are y'all doing? We'll get there. Okay? How y'all doing?
I am the Eric J, only known as the Eric J. And not joining us this week is the point guard of the crew, the real life T, the Wildcard. I always forget to say that her name is Camille Monet. She is out sick this week, so we're I don't know what's the type of offense that doesn't have a point guard. Like it's like whatever type of offense that is, that's what we're doing. It's a wildcat. I know we switch sports. It's a wildcat.
Yeah, we'll just go football. Wildcat offense. It's cool.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman. The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
So, why don't you follow us on our Instagram and our Twitter at Technical File. That's TECK. Don't forget to put the K on that motherfucker.
You damn right.
You can follow us on the Facebook at Technical File Podcast. We also have a Facebook group, Technical File Pod Overtime, where you can join in with the listeners, fans, and the fan. Our website is www.technicalfile.com. And you can also find us on YouTube at Technical File Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Like I say every week, man, if you guys enjoy being a part of this amazing Tech File fam, share with everyone you know. Your mama, your daddy, your baby mama, your baby daddy, your uncle, your cousins, everybody.
You talk to them.
Yeah, everybody. Sharing is caring. Like I said, we don't grow without y'all, man. If you guys enjoy being a part of this amazing fam, let's continue to grow.
Like it, share it.
Do it, man.
Love it.
It don't take no effort for you to share it. I guess a Tech File challenge that we can do since it's still the beginning of the year. Let us know what your New Year's resolutions are. What you plan to do differently this year, what you want, what your goals are. You know, you want to lose weight, you need a new job, new whip, you want to buy a house. Whatever. Let us know what your resolutions are so we can all be on one accord, hold each other accountable and, pray those things through.
For sure.
My 8-year-old learned about New Year's resolutions this year, but she called them New Year's revolutions.
And she out here like, yeah, black. I got stuff.
I like where your head is at right now. Appreciate that energy. But yeah, wherever you find podcasts, you can find us. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
yes, sir,
Stitcher,
yep,
SoundCloud,
yep,
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music,
for sure,
Himalaya,
like a player,
Wooshka.
Hey, I think we got the money to. The
champ right
here.
episode right now. While there, make sure that you like, subscribe, rate, and review. 5 stars or better. It helps us, and we appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Breaking news, but we'll get to it when we start the show.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Which we gonna do right now anyway. So
might as well fuck
it.
Alabama wide receiver.
Hold on. Let me get the dropping. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead.
Breaking news: Alabama wide receiver Devonta Smith wins the 2020 Heisman Trophy. That is wild. He beat out Sunshine. He beat out Sunshine for the trophy. That's wild. Congrats, young man. Congrats, sir. Man. He is considered the best wide receiver in this draft, too. Like, the dude's a monster. And then Alabama got the other wide receiver coming back, Waddle, who they was like, he may be even more talented than this guy, but he's been hurt all year. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, okay, Alabama, but congratulations, sir. Like, big accomplishment for him. I think the last one wide receiver to win the Heisman was Desmond Howard, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, like, Charles Woodson played a little bit wide receiver, but he was primarily a cornerback and kick returner.
Yeah, he played all over the damn place, but he was more
Larry Fitzgerald was a runner-up. He didn't win. Yeah, I think so.
Now, I'll confirm later on in the show, but I'm almost sure. But yeah, good stuff, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, man. That's dope.
And now they up for the championship.
Yeah, didn't they dog walked
at Clemson. No.
Ohio State beat Clemson. They beat Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah. Yeah, they beat the crap out of Notre Dame. They beat the brakes off Notre Dame. I mean, but Ohio State did the same.
Yeah.
So, that's really good.
Dabo Sweeney was talking all that shit about how, Ohio State deserved to be there. They're like the 12th best team.
Mm-hmm. They win no games.
All your team guys, and I hate it because I actually like the team that he usually puts together, but he's so fucking unlikable as a person, as a coach, everything. Like, I hate everything that he stands for as a person, as a coach, and as a record label. Like, that motherfucker is trash. Like, get Dabo the fuck out of here. Like, so I enjoy every time that he is embarrassed, and he was very embarrassed on New Year's Day. So shouts out to Ohio State for that. But they're dealing with a COVID thing now. So, but I saw a thing that said that the show was going to go on. So they better get their house in order before, was it the 11th?
Yeah.
I think that's the national championship game. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bad time to be a state of Ohio football team, because Ohio State has their own COVID thing, and the Browns, going into the playoffs for the first time since 2003, are dealing with a major COVID outbreak that has now claimed, let me rephrase that, that has now eliminated their coach from, claim made it sound like the man died or something.
They collecting motherfuckers now?
Right. No. So, yeah, their head coach, Kevin Stefanski, and their all-pro lineman, Joe Bitonio, are two of a number of positive cases from the Browns this week. Mm-hmm. So they face Pittsburgh, was it Sunday night? So they'll be without their head coach for their first playoff game since 2003, which is like, damn. I almost feel bad for him. It's like,
and one of the best linemen too. And I think it's a couple other people that might be up for grabs. Like, it's just wild.
There's a couple of coaches I think that are out.
And some other staff too, but it's just wild that this is happening in Cleveland right now.
Yeah,
but didn't they have an outbreak earlier in the season too?
Huh?
Didn't they have some issues earlier in the season too?
I know that they had some stuff like week 16. I don't know if you're talking about earlier in the season.
Yeah, but that really
that week where their whole wide receiver core got eliminated, but that was week 16, I think.
Yeah, that's. Well, best of luck to y'all. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, so we might as well talk about that game, though. So it's Pittsburgh is the number 3 seed. Mm-hmm. They went 12-4 against Cleveland, who went 11-5, 6 seed. So
they're missing a guard. They're missing a coach. Does the play call it?
I got Pittsburgh for that game, no.
I mean, like you say all that stuff, but like Pittsburgh hasn't been good over the last month.
No, they really haven't.
I mean, until they ran into Cleveland and they smacked them. Oh wait, did Cleveland win that game?
Yeah,
Cleveland won that game.
Pittsburgh didn't play anybody. Like I know Ben sat and among other people. So, like I don't know how much you can take away from Week 17, but just in general, like Pittsburgh started off 11-0 and finished with 12 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like some of those last couple games were a little shaky.
Yeah, definitely was.
Like their last couple wins, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like if Cleveland wasn't dealing with the COVID stuff, like I would be more inclined to pick them. But it's a toss up as far as I'm concerned. I guess I'll go with the black coach.
Last time they played them when they was all healthy, Pittsburgh won by 31.
When was that though?
That was like
week 2.
Yeah,
it wasn't week 2. It was like
I know it was earlier in the year.
6 or 7, maybe.
Yeah. But again, like this is the year of COVID. Like I don't know how much you can take away from something that happened 3 months ago.
4, week 5.
Okay.
But,
and again, Cleveland was smacking a lot of people. Not Cleveland. Pittsburgh was smacking a lot of people at that point.
Around that time.
They ain't been smacking anybody recently.
They did have the defensive players at that time too.
Right.
But I'm still taking Cleveland in this game. Not Cleveland. Pittsburgh. They got the weapons. They still got a good defense, and it's gonna be a lot on Cleveland, but it should be a good game.
What about you, Cam?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going Pittsburgh though. I just feel like they go. I'm not gonna say they're gonna play a great game, but I think they can play well enough to beat Cleveland.
Plus, they have Big Ben in this game.
Yeah. But
that is an upgrade from
it
Mason
is
Rudolph, but
it truly is. Like it makes a hell of a difference. Sadly, makes one hell of a difference. So that's why I got it. Damn, and Big Ben we trust.
Hey man, he a winner though, bro. He know how to win. He been there.
I trust Tomlin. I don't trust Ben.
Yeah, I give you that. Black coach all day.
Fair enough.
So see, in the AFC, I guess we'll go back to 2 seed. So Buffalo finished 13-3 at the 2 seed, and they are hosting the 11-5 number 7 seeded Indianapolis Colts.
Mm-hmm.
So that game is on Saturday afternoon.
That's gonna be a good game too. I think they just lost Costanzo, though, the Colts.
Mm-hmm. Their lineman.
Their best lineman. That was the left tackle.
Yeah.
Well, second best lineman. But the left guard is monster. But no, that should be another one. Like the defense of the Colts should keep them into a lot of these games. And Philip ain't been bad. He ain't been bad. And Jonathan Taylor's been a monster. Jonathan Taylor has turned into a monster. Like, geez Louise. I mean, he had like 250 rushing on Sunday too.
Yeah, he was balling.
Don't quote me on this, but I know he definitely finished in the top 5 in rushing yards. I want to say it was number 3. Could have been 4. But yeah, he was way high up there. So shouts out to the Badger. Like Camille here to bash him.
I'm glad he turned into something. That's all I'm gonna say. Because they always be having these knocks on these Badger running backs, but they've been getting better, bro. They've been coming in.
Say, like James White is good.
Taylor
Ball. You say he's third? Yeah, that's what
finished third with 11.69.
Melvin Gordon has been pretty good in the NFL. Like,
yeah,
they've been trying to slowly change the mold.
Like those are the last 3 backs that they've had come out. So you know what I mean?
They've been cool.
They've been good. James White is a Super Bowl champion. I should have got a Super Bowl MVP if we're being.
He should have been Super Bowl MVP for sure. 3 touchdowns.
Gordon is a Pro Bowler at least once, I think. Maybe
fought for that last touchdown, yeah. But for sure, it's again Buffalo though has been on. Them dudes is wild. Like
that's
their defense is wild. Like Josh Allen has been killing. Stephon Diggs is like he can't be stopped.
Led the league in receiving yards.
And catching some ridiculous shit too. Like just ridiculous catches.
But Josh Allen playing with so much confidence right now. Like I believe in him, dog. Like he's a beast.
See,
I had him on my fantasy this year. He was putting up hella numbers every week.
I mean, like Buffalo is the hottest team in the AFC for sure, if not the league. So,
yeah,
I would imagine they keep that momentum rolling. Yeah, like they put their backups in for a second half against Miami and still rolled them by 30.
And Miami was trying to win.
Hell yeah, they did. They definitely was trying.
They was trying to win. They needed a playoff spot. Damn.
Who would have thought that Fitzmagic would be the most consequential COVID scratch of the year?
Damn.
Man.
Tua was not ready.
No.
Big lights, big spot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just flat out bad, like, this entire season. Like, I get it. He's coming back from – I mean, he's a rookie, and he's coming back from, like, a major injury. But he ain't look good.
No, he really didn't.
I don't know why they kept trying to force him back into the lineup. Like, Fitzpatrick had him playing well. And it cost him. Like,
yeah.
Because they know Fitz ain't coming back, bro. They like, no, we're just going to invest in our future. And they played better than they thought they would. And they was like, fuck it, we just going to keep on riding the wave. It cost them.
Well, they were 10-6.
Yeah, they were 10-6.
Man,
that's a better record than two of the NFC playoff teams.
Hey, we ain't even worry about that. But you know, it's rough in the AFC, man. You know, I feel bad, but you know.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
y'all playing the Saints.
Hey, man,
hold on.
Wait a minute. It's cool.
We ain't finished the AFC yet.
Hey, it's cool.
We'll get there.
So wait, what's your picks? You got Buffalo, right?
I got Buffalo.
I'm gonna take the Colts. I'm gonna go with the Wisconsin hometown, home state.
All right. So, as I mentioned, we're not done with the AFC yet. We still got one more matchup to go. That's the Sunday afternoon game. Tennessee, number 4, they finished at 11-5 against number 5. Baltimore, who also finished at 11-5. So Tennessee versus Baltimore, who you got?
Baltimore ended really hot too. Lamar Jackson decided to start running the ball again, and they start winning games. What do you freaking know? Like, granted, yeah, he had 1,000 yards, but the last like 3-4 games that they've had, the last 5 games, like ever since he decided to really start running again, they started winning again, and the pass game opened up again, and he's been able to start hitting the Mark Andrews and the Hollywood Browns, and been able to move the ball up the field and move the chains, and still get his 89, 90 yards rushing. Like, they've been looking good, and then their defense has been able to benefit from that as well.
Yeah.
Now you got Derrick Henry coming to town, but don't discount Tannehill. Because Tannehill and A.J. Brown and Corey Davis, they've been putting up numbers all year.
Yeah, Tannehill, he don't get enough credit. He really has had a decent season.
He almost had 4,000 yards. He had like 3,838 touchdowns.
Yeah, he definitely had a good season.
I feel like 4,000 is a new 3,000. Like, you ain't shit.
You don't get 4K?
You don't get 4,000. Like,
yeah, I mean, damn. Yeah, the top 5 all got over 4,500 yards. That's some wild shit. But yeah, Tannehill and the passing game is really good, which opens up the running game for Henry. So just as important to Tennessee's running game is the passing game. So I wouldn't discount what they can do through the air as well. But Baltimore has a really good defense to stop the run and the pass. So it's like they come down to King Henry or Lamar.
I get what you're saying, but I also think that Tennessee's defense is really bad.
They suck like this fuck. They can't stop the pass for shit. They can't stop the pass for shit.
Right. So I can see a scenario where you just got Lamar like launching passes down the field all day. Like, well, he don't even have to run. Like,
yeah.
He better utilize Mark Andrews.
That's
his best friend.
Both sides, like him and Brown, like they both, they can both take it to the house. So, I mean, I'm always go with the black quarterback, but yeah, before we move on though, like shout out to Derrick Henry for passing 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
I was hoping like that game would go into overtime just so he could add to it.
Yeah,
gave that man the ball 38 times
because he wanted 2,000 yards.
38 times on Sunday.
He that close, you damn near better give him the ball as many times as you need to.
No, when he broke that 50-yarder, they was like, you know what, fuck it. There you go. We'll give you the game, bro. Go ahead and go at it. You already broke 50. Go ahead, have at it. Go. We'll make sure you get there. And that was dope of them to make sure you got there too, though. Yeah, they didn't have to keep feeding him the ball.
No, that's what you're supposed to do, man.
All right.
He deserved it.
Especially after that week he had against the Packers, like that set him back a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Hey, them boys trying to defend the run. I like it.
And they brought in snacks. Like I know every Green Bay Packer fans had a hard on for him, like all off season.
Yeah.
Like,
we was waiting in the bushes.
In the bushes.
Got the lotion and everything.
No. Dude. Doing too much.
I'm just saying the way that Packers fans lusted after that man was borderline uncomfortable. Like, like he chose to sign with Seattle. Like they damn near gave him the MVS treatment. Like you don't have to threaten that man because he don't want to play for your football team.
True, but now he's here. You know, he should have
been here in the first place. He got waived.
He should have been here in the first place. He knew that. Hey, I don't even want to do the waiver wire. Hey, the Packers want you. Hey, put me on the waiver wire. Like he should have came here in the first place. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Sound like some abusive behavior, but we gonna skate past that. I forgot to mention that Kansas City did like they clinched a couple weeks ago, but they clinched the number 1 seed. They have a bye this week. And the Packers.
Oh wait,
Green Bay.
Did we say who we picking?
Oh yeah, my bad. I said black quarterback. So we got Buffalo.
I'll take Baltimore.
Baltimore or Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee.
Okay. NFC. The Packers, the great Packers of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
The greatest of all time.
That makes you chill out, bro.
The 16-time world champion.
Who? I was like, what?
Hey, we count all them championships before Super Bowl.
Everything counts.
Like,
hey,
I want to say it is 16, ain't it?
Everything. We got a lot of them. Got more than most franchises.
All right, we got more than the Bears. I know that much. More than I can count. Those Green Bay Packers clinched the number 1 seed. So they have a bye this week. They get to rest up.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I mean, they beat some 500 football team.
Hey,
on Sunday.
Where we at, though?
It's 13.
Where we at, though?
13-time world champion Green Bay.
Hey, man.
No, I'm going to let you get your shit up, though. They did beat the Bears on Sunday, but the Bears, by way of Arizona losing, still clinched the playoff berth. They're going to take on the New Orleans Saints.
Shit.
So Saints and Bears.
It just felt good that a loss didn't mean shit because we still made it to the playoffs. Hey, I called that we was going to the playoffs at the beginning of the year. I said that we was going to be 9-7, though. Yeah, I said we was going to be 9-7. I'm off one, but as long as we made it to the playoffs, man, you know, I'm good. Hey, Mitch, you listening, bro? Just do your job. Don't try to do too much. I know we not used to being here, man, like that. You're not used to it. Just play your game, man. Run the fucking ball. That's how we're going to win this game.
Y'all need to put in Nick Foles now. This is why you signed Nick
Foles. No.
This is where he shines.
We can't switch it up now. Mitch has been playing. Mitch has been playing well.
Yes.
Mitch has been playing well for the past 4 or 5 games.
He has.
That's why I was like, we just can't, because that's bogus to him. Because if we didn't make the switch to bring Mitch in, we wouldn't be in the playoffs.
True. David Montgomery has been the revolution for y'all.
That's what I said.
A revelation.
When we finally started running the fucking ball,
then he started putting up numbers because y'all got a good fucking running back.
It's been there. He's always been good. We just never gave him the ball. Like it was games, dude, this season that we only gave him the ball like 10 times, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Like, come on, dude. Like that's ridiculous, dude.
But y'all tripped into one.
Huh?
Congratulations, y'all tripped into one.
Hey man, as long as we get it. As long as we get it, we might end up playing y'all again.
I need y'all to beat the Saints. So I'm taking the Bears.
So we get this rematch popping. You know, we need to get this rematch popping.
I'm taking the Bears selfishly because I need them to beat the Saints.
Yeah, let's
so we can smack y'all ass again and go to this NFC Championship.
I mean, it really don't matter. Whoever come out of that, we smacking them. Like we beat the Saints earlier this season. We beat the Bears twice. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie, dog. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, dog.
Bad motherfucker.
That man called.
We need y'all to see him next round. So go ahead and win this game. We need y'all to win that one.
Adams cold. Y'all got a squad, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, Adams broke all those like team records and missed 2.5 games. Like, imagine if he would have stayed healthy all year.
Yeah.
Just wild.
It's crazy, man. But I wish y'all nothing but the best, man, except when y'all play the Bears. So,
I mean, it's always gonna be the best when we play the Bears. Fuck you talking about?
Hey, man, chill out, man. Hey, Mitch got one we got one in the pocket, bro, to pull off.
Yeah, that's against the Saints, man.
Against the Saints. Hey, keep them motherfuckers. Make sure you take out your little get out of jail free card. You get your one trip, you miss your trip. Go ahead to the next round, bro. We need to see him on. Go ahead. Go ahead and win.
Man, everybody stop hating, man. Like the Bears made it to the playoffs. It don't fucking matter how we made it. We made it, motherfucker.
I'll be tuned in at 4:40 on Saturday.
Niggas always like,
I mean on Sunday. On Sunday, I'll be tuned in at 4:40.
All that matters is the playoffs. All that matters is we in the playoffs. I don't give a fuck how we get there as long as we get there.
Yeah, for sure.
We hit. Hey,
made it to the dance.
It's a win in my book. Winning record in my book.
Yeah, so like Tim mentioned, that game is at 3:40 Central Time on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Wait, is this correct? Can you check the?
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm misreading it. Okay, yeah. So this game is at 3:30 on Sunday, which is fortunate for New Orleans because that means that Alvin Kamara can maybe.
I wanted to.
They did that on purpose.
They did, bro. That's bullshit.
But to be fair, like it would have been like a disadvantage. It would have been a disadvantage to New Orleans, like if they scheduled it for Saturday. So
they can look at it like they did it on purpose. They always try to screw the Saints.
Right. And I mean, like the Saints did have the better record, so like giving them the advantage is like they earned that at least. You know what I mean? So
you know what? You make sense in this. I'll give you that. You make sense.
Like it sucks for Bears fans, but at the same time, like y'all should have been better. You wouldn't have much like the Giants, but we'll get there.
For sure.
Yeah. So
a rematch.
Seahawks finished at 12-4. Wait, did y'all pick Saints or Bears? I'm assuming y'all got Bears, right?
I got the Bears.
Yeah, Bears, of course.
Okay. So then Seattle finished at 12-4. They're the number 3 seed, and the Rams finished at 10-6. They're the 6th seed.
The only thing I don't know is if Goff will be back. If Goff not back, then I'm taking the Seahawks.
I don't think it really matters. Like Goff sucks.
He's starting again. The starting quarterback makes a difference, regardless of how bad the difference is. It's still a substantial difference. Jared Goff and whoever the fuck the backup is.
Let me put it this way. Like, I don't think that the person starting at quarterback is going to make or break this game. Like, it's going to come down to the LA defense against Seattle's offense.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Aaron Donald and company can do enough to slow down Russell, I always want to call him Russell Westbrook. Russell Wilson can do enough. I mean, if he can do enough to slow them down, then yeah. But
I think if Goff is able to play, I'll give the Rams the edge.
And again, it's Jared Goff with a busted thumb. Like, it's not even like
True.
He's fully healthy. Like, even if he plays, like, he's still gonna be injured. And again, he sucked this year. So
I'm going with Seattle. I'm gonna stand by Seattle.
I mean, they got a black quarterback, so you know I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to Seattle.
Why?
Because Russell Wilson is cold.
And that brings us to our final matchup. The Saturday night game. It's the number 4 seeded Washington football team. Finished with a healthy 7-9 record, which was good enough to win the NFC East. Thanks to Philadelphia Eagles. And they take on Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay.
Who finished 11-5.
Tampa Bay. Man, I was pissed because it almost came to fruition. I wanted all the chaos, and that shit almost happened. And then Doug Peterson said, "Nah, fuck that shit. I want the number 5 pick, not the number 8 pick." Like, what?
Yeah. So just to set the scene for those who might have missed it, the Sunday night game was Washington against Philadelphia. Philadelphia came into the game. They, scratched a bunch of their starters. Like they didn't even dress most of them. Like Carson Wentz and Alshon Jeffrey were actually healthy and they just didn't dress. A couple of other starters were like banged up, but like if this was a game that mattered at all, like they definitely would have played. But it was a close game. I think Philly was down 3, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah. And they didn't kick
early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Correct.
They made some weird decision-making things like throughout the course of the game. Like they went for it on the 4th and 3, from 3, and like they punted like the 40. Like they were just doing everything that they could.
And he was running when he was kicking. Should have been kicking when he should have been running. This Doug Peterson was doing every damn thing. Talk the damn game, bro. Yeah. Everything.
And then when all that shit like still made the game a little too close for comfort, he went ahead and benched his starting quarterback and put in Nate Sudfeld. I don't even know like
who the fuck is that?
Everybody was wondering who he was, and he was. They were still close. They were still close. All they had to do was win the damn game. It was right there. It was right there to be won.
Yeah.
Just win the damn game.
Actually, to back up, so had Philadelphia won that game, the 6-10 New York Giants would have won the NFC East.
It'd have been chaos. It'd have been beautiful. And fuck them Cowboys. I knew they ass wasn't gonna make it. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't care. I don't like you motherfuckers. Fuck them. I knew your ass was gonna lose to the Giants. That was damn near guaranteed in my book.
So all last week you were saying like they got this advantage, they got this advantage.
Fuck them.
You're the number one Cowboy hater.
But it's just funny to me, like as an NBA fan, like to see like the nation just be outraged that a team would take a game for draft purposes. I'm like,
I have never seen this before in my life because they, what they say, you never tank in the NFL.
I mean, but of all places, like Philly knows what taking it. Like, you know, like,
for sure. But that's why they called it out. It's like, bro, we seen this before. We seen this for years. Like, we seen you shaving points. What are you doing? That's illegal.
It's poignant that you use the phrase shaving points because that's essentially like that's why people were so outraged that so many people gamble on NFL games. Like they need that. Like integrity is paramount to the NFL because like if your shit ain't on the up and up, like that can swing a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely
millions of dollars. And people shit, damn near billions right now.
Like imagine if somebody bet on like the Giants to win the division when they were like 3-7 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and then if that shit would have hit, Lord knows how much money you would have made off of it.
Like, damn. Instead, you watch the motherfucker yank the man with the 2 rushing touchdowns. Yank the man that is far better than this motherfucker you could throw in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Carson Wentz wouldn't even. They already scratched all their starters before the game even started. They're like, no, we don't even want this game. Damn, y'all still winning? No, we don't want this game. Like that's just wild. On national TV, you gonna do this? We all see you.
Like, and think for me, like I get it in NBA, and like I'm fine with it to a degree. Like the process stuff, like at certain point,
You cool with tanking?
I mean, like I get it from like a strategic standpoint, like an organizational standpoint. Like the NBA is so heavily predicated on amassing talent. Like if you don't like the NFL, like you can kind of piece together like a really good football team. Like you don't have to have like a top 5 pick on your roster to be good. Whereas the NBA, like you got to have like one of the top 7, maybe. You know what I mean? Like players in the league to even be considered a contender. And like if you don't have one of those dudes, like there's no pathway for you to be successful. So like I get why. I
said until you find one.
Well, I mean, and like if you're not in LA or New York, like you don't really have a shot at getting maybe Miami at this point. Like you don't have you can't just go off the street and go pick up one of them dudes. Like no, championship contender player is ever going to sign with Memphis. Right. Like their only way to get that dude is to draft him.
Yeah.
So like I get it from an NBA standpoint, like it's so important, like for that reason. But NFL, like there's so much parity that
a lot of rounds to draft.
A lot of rounds, like a lot of players come in every year. Like it's so heavily weighted towards the system. Like you can find somebody that fits your system to a T, but you don't have to have like a top 5 pick to do that. And like football is just so fucking violent. Like every game could be any player's last game. So like to just throw it away, like that kind of spits in the face of the player. So
correct. And the players have been the ones that's been coming up like everybody was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was pissed.
Like I get it. Like I get it. Like I would be pissed too. Like if I'm going out there and like imagine if you like tore your ACL in that game, and then the coach is just like, this shit don't matter. Like you're trying to lose anyway. Like
yeah, I get it.
Fuck you mean? Like we could have forfeited if that was the case. Like I could have still had my knee. Like what the fuck you mean?
Well, seeing as Philly pulled the rug on everybody, Washington is in. They got to play Tampa Bay. So, what y'all got?
Oh, I do have one last tanking thing. Like, Joe Judge, right? That's the coach of the Giants. A dude came out and like talked about the integrity and blah blah blah. Which again, like my whole rant before this, like I get it, but at the same time, if your shitty football team wasn't 6-10, like you wouldn't have to worry about it. Like y'all didn't deserve to get in that playoffs either. So
nobody from that division deserved to get in, but.
Right. Like, so don't try to get all high and mighty about like, oh, well, we would never do what Philadelphia did. It's like, yeah, you were doing it on accident because you trash. But
accident.
like,
imagine.
Yeah. So like, I don't feel bad for the Giants. I don't feel bad for Giants fans. Like,
Giants fans was going nuts on Twitter, yo.
Right. Like, be better, and then you don't like your fate isn't in the hands of a different team.
Yeah. Personally.
But anyway, the football team plays Tom Brady and them.
I'll definitely go at Tampa Bay.
I mean, that's their name, the football team. Like
it is the football team. And they're the 4th seed, so we wouldn't see them next round anyways.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay for sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Tom and them.
Tampa Bay has been underwhelming. Like they've had fits and starts. Like they've had some really good games and some games where it's just like, what the fuck? But I can't imagine this is gonna be one of those what the fuck weeks.
Chase Young said he on Tom ass. Bruce Arians said, "Hey, don't get what you asked for." He was like, "Don't get what you asked for. You want time? Don't get what you asked. We'll give you time." We'll see. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be fun. But I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. But I'm hoping Chase Young gets what he wants.
Some booty.
Pause, bro. Chill out.
he want his ass. Like, hey.
Hell no.
Hey. But yeah, so the end of the NFL season brings about a lot of personnel changes. So the following coaches have been fired or mutually parted ways, which apparently is the way that they want to phrase things nowadays.
If you're not black.
Yeah. So the Jets fired Adam Gase. Jacksonville fired Doug Marrone. Apparently, Urban Meyer is a primary target for Jacksonville. The Chargers fired Anthony Lynn. And they have an interest in Giants offensive coordinator Jason Garrett and Bills offensive coordinator Brian Dable.
Man, when I seen Jason Garrett go replace Anthony Lynn, I'm like, bro, y'all got to be shitting me. You got to be shitting me, dog.
That's super trash.
But you see what he did with a full squad in Dallas for years.
They had a squad for real.
For years.
Nothing but talent, bro.
Because he took a shitty Giants team to a 6-9 record or 6-10 record. They shitty. They were shitty on offense. They were shitty. And he finna get another chance over Anthony Lynn.
And the thing about Lynn, like I said this last week about what's his name, Haskins, like regardless of like what you think about like their skill level as a coach or as a player or whatever, like the leash is just so much shorter for black people in the NFL.
It is.
Like or at least in positions of leadership. Let's put it that way. So like quarterbacks, GM, coaches, like if you aren't a superstar, like they're getting you the fuck out of there. Whereas like you can have a mediocre ass Jeff Fisher ass coach for years.
Exactly. You lose every year too.
They keep giving them chances. For every 11-5 season that you have like 3 7-9 seasons, but
maybe a 5-11 season in there,
right?
And then one thing I hate too is how they report it, like how ESPN reports, like when black coaches get fired, but Adam Gase gets what they parted ways. How you try to use like softer words for these white coaches to get fired, and then as soon as black coaches get fired, you want to just say fired.
And you know how I know that people have been on their ass is because like the Chargers have been tweeting out like, "Thank you, coach," and like they had they put out a statement from Anthony Lynn like thanking the organization and blah blah blah. It's just like they're doing everything that they can to do damage control because they know that they fucked up. It's like, look at the hand that he was dealt. First of all, like he still in his 3 years with the Chargers has a winning record.
Yeah, he does.
3-31.
Yeah,
3-31. Which isn't again like it isn't world beating, but it's a lot better than a lot of coaches have done that have gotten much longer leashes.
Yeah.
Second of all, like he lost 2 of his main playmakers, one on each side of the ball in training camp. And I get it. Injuries happen every year, but at the same time, like I feel like injuries affect the Chargers way more often than any other. Like I feel like the Chargers always have like a major injury every season.
That's what it seems like. Absolutely.
And put on top of that, the fucking trainer took out his starting quarterback in week 2.
Yeah.
Granted, you found the offensive player of the year possibly and the rookie of the year possibly, but bro, like y'all stabbing man.
Like for real.
And that's the thing. Like now, whoever takes this job is gonna have like their franchise quarterback already established. Like
with their superstar, Joe. Yeah.
Like fucking what's the kid's name in the Bengals head coach? Zach Taylor. Like he's won 3 games in 2 years.
Yeah.
But they feel like they're going in the right direction, so they're gonna keep him around for another season. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Like he got Joe Burrow, and like he gets to see like what he gets to mold Joe Burrow. He gets like that gets to be his guy. Like he gets to be attached to him at least for a little while. Herbert came in, played well.
So whoever comes
Anthony Lynn doesn't get that same, doesn't get that same opportunity.
And they ended on a 4-game win streak.
So if you want to see somebody that's headed in the right direction,
yeah, fair enough.
Shit trash.
And whatever. Watching Hard Knocks this year, like I'm impressed with him as a man, like as a leader of men. You know what I mean? Like granted, that's Hard Knocks, so that could be editing. But like, I was much more impressed with Anthony Lynn as a coach than I was with Sean McVay.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair.
And that's just like on a personal level, because usually they're like, well, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and like there could be a disconnect between blah blah blah. Like, no, I've seen enough from Anthony Lynn to know that is a man that his players respect, that they want to play for. Like the fact that they rally at the end of the season, like they could have packed that shit in. Like there's no chance for them to make the playoffs, but they went on a 4-game winning streak at the end of the season. Why? Because they want to play for their coach. Like they know that he's on a high seat. They want to help him keep his job.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
We got our white saviors, and now we need to bring in a white coach that can reap the benefit. Hopefully they hire.
Well, maybe Eric Bieniemy a bit end up over there. I hope Eric do.
The last thing is that the Denver Broncos will hire a new general manager in 2021, as John Elway is going to take more responsibilities for the organization. Elway announced on Monday that he will have an elevated role in the front office that will require him to relinquish the general manager job. Apparently, he still has final say over all football matters. So
yeah, it's gonna be elevated. So whenever they ain't stepping a step down, you can just have my job.
Like aside from being John Elway, like what has he done to make you think that he deserves more responsibility in your organization?
John Elway was keep bringing over Peyton Manning, wasn't he?
I mean, that was more Peyton Manning than anything.
Still, he was the catalyst for bringing it over. Like his relationship with him was a big part of why he came over.
I mean, I think Peyton Manning just needed a job after the Colts got rid of it. Like,
well, again, it was a great call, but
sure,
they had their years,
Okay, so aside from when they had Peyton Manning, who basically came in and did everything for their offense, like schematically,
nothing.
What do we have to show for it? I think Von Miller was there before John Elway got there.
Yeah, but I mean, he helped construct that defense too. That defense is what carried that Denver team. Not Manning, but Manning helped, like you said, schematically for their system. But that defense was the monster.
And I know that they had like DeMarcus Ware then, but again, I think that might have predated when Elway came in. All I'm trying to say is I don't think that he's necessarily constructed winning football teams, and like his coaching hires haven't been anything special. Like he's gone through like at least 3 coaches, I think, at this point.
Fangio isn't terrible. Fangio's been there for like a couple years too. But you're right. I mean, they haven't. So what have you done for me lately? League always, but lately it hasn't really been much. But I mean, I guess you got.
Like I said last week, I don't have a thought for the Denver Broncos. Like they just exist. They're the. I don't know.
I like the franchise. I've never had an issue with it.
Huh?
I said I've always liked the Broncos franchise. Like I used to like Terrell Davis was one of my favorite players. I actually used to like John Lynch. They had some cool players. They had Tony Braxton was on the squad.
Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton on the no, it was an old Broncos squad. They had a dude named Tony Braxton.
Break my heart and shit.
Right.
Serenading him on the field and shit. But Champ Bailey was my guy though too. So I used to like the Broncos. Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. We're just naming off random Broncos.
The Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl Broncos squad. Elway got a lot of leeway from that too.
That's why I said, like, aside from being John Elway, like, what has really done. But I feel you. So rest in peace to Hall of Fame running back and Denver Broncos legend Floyd Little. He passed away at 78 this week. And rest in peace to NBA Hall of Famer Paul Westphal, who passed away at age 70. So, like, personally, I knew Paul Westphal as, like, the coach of the Suns when they went to the finals. Mm-hmm. So, like, it was, like, I don't think I realized that he was, like, a great player until I was an adult. But, like, he was cold. Like, a couple-time All-Star, like, cold. Like, I saw some of his highlights. I was like, damn, Paul Westphal has some game. He's a guard. I don't remember if he was a 1 or 2. White boy can play.
Oh, rest in peace.
So rest in peace to him. Going on to other NBA news. So the Lakers beat the Spurs 120-107 last week, but this game won't be remembered solely for the outcome, but rather for the history that it made. So Spurs assistant Becky Hammon became the first woman to act as head coach for an NBA team after she took over.
Congratulations.
Greg Popovich.
Yeah, that's dope.
That was great. Good stuff. I mean, granted, because he got ejected, but still, she made history.
She was the interim head coach while he was ejected. So
now the next step is gonna be when she actually is the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And like we need, like, there are a lot of, like, not a lot, but like there are more assistant coaches on NBA teams that are women now. But I always feel like just Becky Hammon is the only one that they really focus on. Like, I could see where some other women may jump her in line because, like, she's actually had interviews and everything. Yeah. Like, but I think we're getting close. So LeBron James actually made history in the same game by tallying his 1,000th straight game in double figures. So, he actually passed Michael Jordan a long time ago for the longest streak in history. Like, Michael Jordan finished with 866, so LeBron's up to 1,000 at this point.
This motherfucker's just... Y'all a whole under 10. Who? Ooh, ain't nobody did that shit in years. Like, not a couple games, years.
Yeah.
1,000 straight?
That's
with 10 or more? Come on, bro.
And this is it, like, think about, like, I'm not calling it lucky, but like luck does play a part in it. Because, like, imagine if he just had a game where he came in first quarter, sprained his ankle, and was out for the rest of the game.
True.
Like, before he could just get to 10 points. But nope, never happened. Or LeBron's just that cold where, like, he scores 10 points in the first quarter.
Sure you get his 10.
easy.
At least.
And just to give you an idea how much time that is, like, if LeBron James had played 82 games each season for the last 12 years, that's still less than 1,000 games.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Congratulations, sir. He was always the bionic man anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, never got hurt. That's when he had a groin injury. They were like, oh, LeBron's hurt. Oh.
I mean, no way. That's the only time he's really missed an extended time in his career, really. Like, he took a week or two off for rest.
Yeah. He said he put millions into his body, didn't
he? Hey, he gets a strong return on that investment.
Best investment of his life.
So the NBA has informed its 30 teams of the following updated safety rules. So starting Tuesday, all active players who are dressed to play must wear face masks until they enter the game. All players, coaches, and staffers in tiers 1 and 2 must wear a mask when outside team setting and indoors. And after exiting the court, active players are strongly recommended to wear a mask in the bench area. The requirement resets at halftime, which means that players must wear masks to start the second half until they enter the game. Inactive players must remain masked the entirety of the game. So that's a change, because before, like, players that were active didn't have to wear masks on the bench. Now, if you're active and not in the game, like, you should be wearing a mask.
And then
at least until you enter the game for the first time.
Oh, once halftime hit, you got to put it back on. I wonder how they feel.
Which, again, it seems kind of I'm all for all types of safety precautions, but, like, this just seems like
redundant.
Yeah, because they're going out and playing a basketball game where they're sharing the same ball, they're banging bodies, sweating on each other. Like,
they've already been tested rigorously. Like, everybody in there know everybody's good. Yeah. I mean, I can understand the mask because you still move around the arena.
Like, the virus can still get into the arena. Like, there's a lag sometimes between, when you contract yours on your person and, passing on to somebody else without testing for it. But at the same time, like, I feel like once everybody is, like, in the game and shit, like, you're kind of at the mercy of the. But again, like, whatever makes people feel better, and if it saves one person from getting COVID, it's worth it. So, I guess.
Fair enough.
So the NBA is reportedly seeking at least $2.5 billion per expansion team. So they're not announced, but it was leaked a couple weeks ago that they were, looking into adding expansion teams. Probably two.
Vegas and Seattle still?
I mean, that makes the most sense to me, but other things about that situation. Like, one thing that's pointed out to me is that, like, now the Las Vegas, like, for as major of a city as Las Vegas is, it actually has a very small permanent population. Like, it's roughly the same size as Milwaukee media-wise. And the fact that they now have a pro football team and a pro hockey team. They have the women's basketball team. Like, you may be oversaturating that market. Like, I don't know if the market can necessarily handle a fourth pro team, like, there. So
they can handle all that money that's coming through there.
Well, I mean, is money going through there right now?
No, not right now. Everybody's kind of leaking.
And, like, we don't know, like, I mean, people are still going to Vegas now, so I would imagine people want, all this behind us, like, people are going back, but
well, I mean,
will it be to the same level?
Imagine if we was in Vegas and, like, hey, we in Vegas and we can hit a Bucks game while we down. I mean, because the Bucks is in town or whatever the case may be. Like that doesn't sound like I can see Vegas picking up a basketball team for sure.
But again, think about it though. Like, say it's the fall, and there's a Raiders game on Sunday. There's a Bucks game. There's Cirque du Soleil. There's countless concerts. There's a bunch of shit to do in Las Vegas that. And think about the fact that a lot of NBA revenue for tickets comes from corporate
sponsorship
people. Yeah, like people buying season tickets and people buying luxury boxes and all that shit. Like if
where their money is, that I can see them with their money because they'll have the corporate people, they'll have the big time celebrities buying the corporate boxes out down in Vegas. I can see that happen. But the regular, I mean, their population turnover like fast food. Like people be coming and going through Vegas. So I can understand with the population being an issue.
Yeah, again, a lot of the people that live in Vegas work in the casinos, and those aren't necessarily high-paying jobs that would support, or jobs that would necessarily support you getting season tickets to a basketball game, or these people that work in hospitality and entertainment and shit like that. Like they kind of have work responsibilities that may get in the way of basketball. But again, I'm sure that people much smarter and much more plugged in than me are already crunching these numbers. So we'll see. If a team ends up in Vegas, it's because they know that it'll be viable there.
Fair enough.
Steph Curry's back, y'all.
The man said, "Fuck what y'all talking about."
He heard all that chirping, all that shit y'all talking about, Dame is just as good as Steph. Steph can't do what Dame does. Steph ain't shit. Warriors ain't making the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. Some of that might still be true, but Steph gave Dame 62. They face off on Sunday.
It was cooking.
And then he dropped, 30-something last night, too?
I think he had 30 last night. Yeah.
And they won again. Yes,
he doesn't score a lot, but Draymond is really important to what they do. So
he is.
Those first 5 games or whatever it was that he missed, the Warriors are gonna look shitty when you have Steph Curry and then Wiseman looks good, but he's still a rookie. He's 19 years old.
Oubre's trash.
Wiggins and Oubre can't make a shot to save their lives, and then you get down to the Brad Wanamakers and Kevon Looney's of the world really quickly. So Draymond makes a big difference. Just having a confident NBA player on the court with you that knows what he's doing and knows what other people are supposed to be doing helps a lot. And if you haven't noticed, Steph has been playing a lot better since Draymond got back. So
he has.
I saw people comparing LeBron took this team to the finals. It's
no.
First of all, they're different players, but
he's 6'9", 270, all muscle, my nigga.
Right.
Steph ain't that big.
So, and I hate that I can't cite who said it because I can't remember who said it, but Steph is the ultimate ceiling raiser, whereas people like LeBron, Russ, probably Giannis to an extent, Harden, those are floor raisers. You had those players, they gonna give you a baseline, 28, 8-8 or some shit, somewhere around those lines. What you're getting from them every game. Just having that type of player dominate your offense is going to, get you to the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
LeBron is obviously a higher level than other people. LeBron's a walking 50-win season, but Steph is he's the one that takes a pretty good team to a great all-time team, whereas other players can take a lottery team and make them a decent to good team.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think LeBron does both, which is why he's a top 3 all-time player. Nobody's saying that Steph is there, but I think saying Steph is a top 10 to 15, 10 to 20 player all-time. That puts him in that range, which I think other players of his ilk, they would do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, we saw what LeBron did when he had a bunch of kids that don't know how to play around him.
I'm hurt. I can't play no more. I quit.
Right.
These little motherfuckers gonna get me hurt for real.
Achilles. My Achilles, boss.
There's a reason that LeBron was pushing so hard for Anthony Davis to get to LA. Like he knew, sometimes you need other talent around you.
Like, hey, fuck what y'all doing though. Get your ass here. Here. That's what
tampering. Like, it don't matter.
No tampering.
They already admitted the tampering, fam.
Just two buddies talking.
Okay. All right. Just some quick injury news. So Hawks forward Danilo Gallinari is out for at least the next 2 weeks with a right ankle sprain. Indiana forward TJ Warren has a stress fracture in his foot and he is out indefinitely, as is Portland forward Zach Collins, who has an ankle stress fracture. So rest up to those guys. Whew. I don't know how Camille does this every week. I feel like I'm talking so much.
We're almost done, boss.
Yeah. The NCAA has decided to hold their entire 2021 men's basketball tournament in the state of Indiana, with the majority of the games taking place in Indianapolis. The NCAA tournament will use these venues to host the 2021 men's tournament. So it's Makers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, the Indiana Farmers Coliseum, Mackey Arena, Assembly Hall in Bloomingdale, Lucas Oil Stadium, where they'll have 2 courts, but only one game can take place at a time. And the NCAA also announced that Selection Sunday will take place on March 14th. The Final Four will be April 3rd, and the championship game will be April 5th.
Okay. Well, I'm glad they finally they got that bubble locked down.
Yeah, it makes sense to just do everything in one central location.
Yeah. So Thursday's women's basketball game between UConn and Baylor, who are both, I believe, top 5 teams, has been postponed due to a positive COVID test by Baylor head coach Kim Mulkey.
Oh, no.
And then in NCAA football, Arizona named Brendan Carroll head coach. He is his son and former assistant of Pete Carroll, Seahawks coach.
He's trying to follow the path. We'll see how good he is, though.
Tim, you want to hear wrestling news?
Yes, sir. All right. So both things kind of coincide with one another. But last night or yesterday or Monday on Raw was Legends Night, right? So
I saw Goldberg back.
You said what?
I saw Goldberg came back.
Yeah. So they had a whole bunch of legends. They had Jimmy Hart. There was the Boogeyman, which kind of coincides with the Cardi B thing. It coincides with the Cardi B thing. Tori Wilson. I seen Molly Holly. Hulk Hogan was there.
Boo.
That's my blow the whistle. Okay, thank you. Just remind me of Hulk Hogan later.
Okay. Big Show. Who else is there? Ric Flair.
It would have twisted T.
Yeah, it was.
That's
Hogan with a twisted T.
No, I say you need to get hit with one.
That's terrible. But anyway, so there was supposed to be a segment, I guess, last night that mentioned Cardi B, and so pretty much Angel Garcia, who would be playing like this playboy, was coming up and trying to talk to Tori Wilson, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we got some seats for Ariana Grande and Cardi B and Kylie Jenner. They're just around the corner." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." He was like, "Yeah, actually, Cardi B is in the room next door. Why don't you go and holler at her, give her this rose?" He goes around the corner. It turns out to be Boogeyman in a wig. He runs out. He actually was the 24/7 champ at the time. So he runs up the room. R2 pins him. But it was hilarious. So on Twitter, then Cardi B goes on Twitter. It was just like, bitch, your days is numbered. How is that supposed to be my WWE debut? Whatever. Like joking. So then one of the wrestling women, Lacey Evans, tweets at her and was like, "Oh, you can just stay over there, you little nasty." And that's just kind of her catchphrase. But I guess Cardi kind of took like severe offense to it. Went on some, "Ain't no white woman ever gonna beat my ass. I'll beat your ass. Who you talking to like that? Da 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 da." And I was like, "Damn, you went a little bit overboard. If this K-pop, but so I ain't never been scared of no white woman. Ain't never put fear in my heart. Shit." I was just like, all right, this is funny. But Lacey responds was like, hey, don't even worry about it. Bring your ass. So I'll beat your ass while I'm playing your music. I was like, damn, all right. Okay, Lacey. So Eric was saying before, was talking that Lacey actually kind of put herself in a good spot in this situation because of this. Because Cardi's not affiliated with the WWE, but because of that spot, now she can get her own little bag there.
Yeah, can make some moves.
Then Lacey can put herself in the spotlight.
You need to do something anyway.
Because naturally, like if Cardi comes in, then that's a natural like segment for them to do, like build off of.
Yeah.
You
just
know,
a little Twitter.
Yeah.
And then speaking of legends, yeah, it is. Would you want to see Cardi in the ring though?
No, I'll probably just come. I'd rather see her do like guest referee or something like that.
Yeah, she could be.
Or just be like a manager or something.
She could be.
I was gonna say like that's probably what it would be like. She would be a manager for whoever Lacey Evans is beefing with. And
yeah, something like that.
Oh no, you know. I don't want to see her in the ring.
Yeah, you know she come in and do a little.
Right, she come in and smack her or some shit like
yeah, like they normally do, like you know the quick guest spot, smack her up, move around, things like that. Have somebody else wrestle for her. But speaking of Legends Night, Mustafa Ali was an active wrestler there. They have this thing post wrestling called Raw Talk, where they give the wrestlers a chance. There's been some good gems dropped in that because they're kind of like it's still probably kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
Yeah, it's kayfabe, but at the same time, a lot of gems and actual feelings come out on these things. So Mustafa Ali was talking last night, and he's sitting there with R-Truth and Charlie. So hold on, 1 second.
I'm not bewildered. I know exactly that the generation before me paved the way, but when the hell are you going to let me walk on that? A night like tonight is exactly what is wrong with this company. 3 hours to guys that can barely walk? Respect, dog. Oh, respect. Listen. I'm not bewildered. I know exactly that the generation before me paved the way, but when the hell are you going to let me walk on that path? Guys like Drew Gulak, Akira Tozawa, myself, all of Retribution not on the show. Why? Because we need to hear what you're gonna do, brother, again for the 7 millionth time.
But did you hear the cheers when you
were? Yeah, they pumped them in real good. The cheers, they pumped them in real good for them. Yeah, they were cheering. I'm sure they were. Why don't you give us a chance? People that can contribute to this business, further this company. But no. Let's push them all aside. Let's give 3 hours to people that they can barely walk. You got to change your attitude, first of all, to get a good, you know what I'm saying? To get a good spot.
And the reason they can't walk is because they had such successful careers in years past.
Right.
With their bodies on the line
to do what? To further the industry, to allow this industry to grow. They paved the way. They carved a path. When do I get to walk on that path? And for anybody that doesn't understand what I'm saying, it's not because I'm talking fast. It's because you're listening slow. This place needs change, and I am that change.
Now, like I said, it's still probably scripted, but he does have a point. I think we've all kind of complained about that before with Vince. Like, he just can't let the past go.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I thought that was an interesting take.
And the thing is about like when they have like these Legends night or like nights where they may bring in a crowd based on past names. Like if you're one of those people that hasn't watched wrestling in 25 years and come back, Hulk Hogan and Tori Wilson are gonna be on Raw. I need to watch that for whatever reason. If that's your bag, like I think that's a good opportunity for, you know, like the people that are on your roster now to get a nice little spotlight on them. Like you want to entice people to watch the new guys next week when the Legends are gone. So like if you're jamming your show with Legends and not giving your new guys any shine, then like it kind of defeats the purpose, because then people are just only gonna come back when they know like the old wrestlers gonna be there.
Yeah.
Or the big name like, oh, we got Stone Cold coming back for the night, or Shawn Michaels for the night, like, or the Legends night, like you're saying, like it's they need to allow them to build and develop the younger guys. So Roman's doing a good job. Like they've done a good enough job now with Roman. I can see Roman carrying the company, but they have had other talents that they could possibly have done that for as well, earlier or sooner, but they decided to stick with holding on to the past. But say la vie.
Mm-hmm. I might as well do my little Hogan thing now. Like, he just did an interview with ESPN where he was talking about, like, he gets kind of a frosty reaction, kind of like what what's the name was saying. But he was saying he gets a frosty reaction to some of the people in the locker room because they were too young to really, like, watch him growing up, and, like, they just don't, you know, like, they feel like he's gonna take their spot and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, people don't fuck with you because you're a racist, and, like, they don't want to be associated with your ass. Like, that's, like, it don't have shit to do with them feeling threatened by you or feeling like you know, like you're there to take their shine. Like, I know, like, no, like, I know Big E has been on record saying, like, he not on record, but, like, he's basically alluded to the fact, like, he don't fuck with Hogan, he don't want nothing to do with him when he come back, because, like, I heard the shit that you said, fam. Like, I don't like, and you never actually came back and apologized. Like, you just,
none of it.
Well, let me rephrase that. You apologized for, you know, like, embarrassing the company, but you didn't apologize for the shit that you said while embarrassing the company.
Yeah.
That's what I said about none of it. Like, fuck the corporate shit. You ain't you ain't apologize about the shit you actually said. But
like, if I'm Big E, if I'm Titus O'Neil, like, you basically talking about me, like, you know, $1 million nigger, like, that's good enough for your girl, but she still can't bring him home. Like,
yeah,
fuck you.
Wow. All right, we got a couple more tidbits, and then y'all do it. Take top 5.
You want me to do it, or you got it?
I got you. So, LA Sparks named Derek Fisher their new GM. So he's the head coach and the GM. He getting this Bill Belichick on over there, getting this pop. What else?
That was different.
Man. When's the last time Sparks got a chip?
No,
it's been a while.
Well, no, they ran one kind of recently because Candace Parker. It's been a couple years though, at least.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 years.
Congrats to Fisher.
I think it was before he got there.
It was before him, though. It wasn't him.
And then lastly, DC United named Danita Johnson as president of business operations, making her the first Black person to serve as an MLS team president and one of the highest ranking female club execs in the history of the league. Shout out to her.
Oh, dope. Black girl magic. Yeah, so the last Sparks championship was 2016.
That's not terrible. That's 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's like 3 or 4 years ago. Before Fisher. He's not that good of a coach, man. I don't know how this is happening, to be honest. And I watched the Sparks, so it ain't just like I'm just saying something like he's not that good of a coach. Like, at all.
Interesting. Well, hopefully they turn the corner, they get another chip soon.
Yeah, Fisher's been the coach since December of 2018. So yeah, he won there. He only been there 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a good record though. Like, they've been 37-19
since he's taken over.
Mm-hmm. Which is, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, in the last 10 years, it's the highest winning percentage of a coach that they had. But they used to have people that were like in the 700s. But they're 1-4 in the playoffs. So.
Yeah.
I already did my blow the whistle. Y'all got any?
I do not.
No.
All right. Well, take top 5. All right. So last week's was the draft, the fast food draft, and I don't think we put up a poll. So as always, I'm gonna claim victory for that. This week, our top 5 is our NFL MVP ballot. So, just 1 to 5, rank your top MVP picks.
All right. Number 5, I'll go with Russ. Because top 4, honestly, you really can't argue. Well, you can. What we're doing, but. Number 4, I'll go with Josh Allen.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Patrick Mahomes. 2, I'll go with King Henry, and number 1, I'm going with A-Rod.
Okay.
Yeah, so 5, I'll go with Russell Wilson. 4, I'll go with Derrick Henry. 3, I'll go with Josh Allen. 2, Patrick Mahomes. And 1, Aaron Marshawn Rodgers.
My number 5 would also be Russell Wilson. Number 4, Josh Allen. Number 3, Derrick Henry. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. And number 1, Aaron Rodgers.
If Rodgers don't get MVP this year, bro, I'm be pissed. You little upset? The man deserves it.
I tried to tell him he needed to put some of the gray in his beard so he could pull the LeBron.
Yeah, bro, chill out.
Like I'm old. I don't know how many of these I got left.
He was the Wash King, bro. Chill out.
He called himself the Wash King. He probably copyrighted that shit. He got a trademark on Wash King. That's why he's using it so damn much.
He was the Wash King, bro.
Like I get paid when I.
And the man's so cold, they really not even bringing up his age. Right. They're really not talking about Rodgers' age at all when it comes to these.
30. He just turned 37.
7, yeah.
I didn't know. Like,
yeah,
they even older than the Wash King.
Right. 35-year-old out here. They got LeBron out here on fucking crutches and shit. Meanwhile, Aaron actually getting hit.
Actually, he's not because he just let go. But
I was gonna say I haven't seen him get hit all season.
I'm just saying, LeBron ain't taking them hits.
You know, it's funny. Like I tweeted. I texted the group chat like Aaron Rodgers is cold, like or the GOAT or whatever I said on Sunday because that was after that touchdown. Because like he saw the blitz coming, didn't panic at all. Like he just right. He did a normal drop back. He knew where everybody was at. Just flicked the wrist, hit him in stride for a touchdown. It was like he knew. He recognized that shit at the snap.
You know, real
like,
quick,
I know you coming.
MVS. You're not speaking of MVS, I feel like he could have had a season similar to Justin Jefferson if he wouldn't have had so many damn drops. How many damn bombs did this motherfucker drop? How many touchdowns did this man flat out just drop?
In his defense, both Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams had problems with drops early in their career and got better.
Like that, and that's why I'm not gonna give him I'm not gonna kill him too much. I'm like we've seen Packers star wide receivers have drops like crazy in the beginning of their careers, but he could have had a monster year. He dropped so many. But
yeah, I think he still led the league in like yards per catch, which
like just wild. But yeah, go back up.
Go back up.
But that is it. That is all.
It is. Camille usually starts off this part, so I'm doing a show on the fly from the top of the dome. Make sure that you remember to like and share the show, rate and review us.
5 stars.
We dropped the socials for the show at the beginning of this episode.
We appreciate you for fucking with us.
That's it.
That's all.
So you can find me on Twitter at Bucksburner. Jesus Christ,
you finna get out the wrong one?
I was about to do the double underscore. I was like, wait, that ain't it. No. So at Bucksburner on Twitter. That's all you get.
God dang right.
Damn right. Everyday_gentleman. Hey, don't say shit.
I see this on their line. It's a struggle. Like when one person's gone, like everybody, like there's a natural cadence to it. Like it's a rhythm, and like it just throw everything off. It's like, oh shit.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. KRS216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And we're gonna get about Camille's.
At Camille Monet on Twitter and a bunch of other places.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. We'll see y'all next week. Hey.
Damn.
You don't have no word of the day?
Go Pack Go.
Chill out, bro.